Okay, I'm going to show you how to actually start and finish the blanket or placemats, as Debbie Hoffman suggested. This is the placemat I'm going to be doing later tonight. I have all my materials cut out and placed where I want them. It makes it quicker and easier. On the placemat I did last night, while I was standing here, I got this brilliant idea that you can also go the opposite direction on a finished piece if you want. That's up to you. You'll have fringe on the end, which I'll get to a little later. So to begin with, you get your material, which is, I will actually show you a bigger piece. This is going to be my runner. This is a piece I cut out, and I'll show you the really big one that I get from Joann's Fabrics. So I cut out the size I want, and then I measure out how much yarn that I'm going to need. In this case here, I like to go 2 to 3 inches over the edge because that's what you're going to use for fringe to tie. So in order to do that, I measured out, which I did these pieces right here. This piece right here, I measured out on here. So now that I have it all cut, I do it the quick way. I go like this from my skein. And that. And I just continue, I continue to go down through there and do that without having to keep measuring. And then I count out however much I need, colors I want. Now, I also come up with another new thing I didn't realize. But anyhow, to get to that, this is a piece that I had to cut off to make mine even. So you thread your darning needle. This is a thicker piece of yarn. You can get the standard size. If I do the standard size, I use 3 pieces, like I do this. So I'm going to go up, up, down, up, down, up. Now pull it through. You have to be careful because you can rip these. And it's not a big deal if it's towards the end. Leave yourself 2 or 3 inches so that you can knot it when we're done. And up, down, up, down, up. So, and then I hold on to this to give me some stability. I pull it through. That's my first piece. Now I'm going to use a contrasting color to make it maybe a little easier to see on here. I want to thank my cameraman, Jim. Okay, so now here I'm going to go down and up, down and up.
Opposite.
I'll tell him opposite. Thank you, though, cameraman. You're the cameraman. I'm the instructor. I'm Crafty Cathy. Okay, as he calls me. So anyhow, you get a hold of it, and first piece, because you have this little thicker piece in there, you pull it through. This is going to, it's opposite. And you can see here the opposite part. Now, I'll just do another quick and show you what it looks like. Maybe it'll look a little better for you. All right, now you go with your next one. Now you're going to go up, down, up, up. It's really simple. I mean, if I can think about this, and I did this like 10 plus years ago, just out of the clear blue one day. So if I can do this, really, truly, anybody can. So you do this, and it gives you a brick type pattern. That's how you can tell that you're doing it right. You can take as many of those as you want. Now this one here, this is something that I did earlier that I think is kind of cool. I'll use a gray. You can put them like this, which is what I did on my mat. I'm going to show you that here in a minute, which actually the cameraman kind of somewhat thought of it last night we did together. We're going to go up, down, up. I'm going to pull this through, and as I'm pulling it through, I'm going to twist it. Do a little twisty, twisty, twisty. And this here is 2 different mediums. One's the yarn, and then one's the, it's kind of like a sweatshirt material, I call it. You pull this through, And now, see, you have a twist with different colors. So you can use whatever color you want. That's what I did last night on my 3 strands. I think it'll show better on here. And then I'm going to show you quickly how we tie it. I think then that should be covering everything. Now, we're going to go up here. Get all my stuff out of the way there. Gonna pull it through. Get all that. And then I'm going to twist. See how it's twisting? Oh, you're getting all 3 shades in there. Now I'm going to continue to go. So this is another option. You can use 2 to 3 colors, especially if you're using the thinner regular size yarn or this material.
Now, did you leave the blank one just for demonstration?
That because this is just for demonstration.
Okay.
Thank you, cameraman Jim. So that you'll see here. What I did here is what I had continued. So this is my pattern I did on the first one. I'm going to do the same thing tonight on my second one. So the last part, one of the last parts here is tying it off. I had my sister-in-law, Midge, ask me, how do you tie it off? So when you're done and you're all the way across here, you take your fringe. And some, you might have 3, it depends on what you have down here. And you'll just tie it in a knot, a loop, and then tie it. My fingers don't always work, so hopefully yours works better. And you tie it, and put it down there, and get a really good tie on it. Now, you can make your fringe. On here, you can see, I made mine short. I have other blankets that I've done that I've left them longer. So you can, then you just take and cut it and say that's the length you want. Well, then you'll go across and you'll just do that the whole way across. So that's it. When you get, quickly, before the cameraman is going to have, our son's coming over, so he thinks his mother's already nuts. Okay, this is a piece I got today from Joann Fabric. And you'll notice on the one piece, I use this for several things. Well, on the one side, you'll just take and trim off the piece that doesn't, now I can't find it now, of course. The pieces that don't, that aren't even, like on here, on this piece right here, is a good example. I would go up through here and I would cut this piece off, keep going all the way up and taking all these little pieces off here, and now I've got a nice even piece like I have over here. So that's how you do this. If you have any questions, please Facebook me and I'll try to clarify myself. So there's instructions on whatever you want to call a blanket. It's a wrap.